Say what's up, everybody. To everybody.
What's the, hey, peace, y'all. It's why you, you know,
Word,
rocking with my
man.
man Joe Villa.
Word up. So let's start this. You ready?
Yes, indeed.
All right. So, where are you from?
Oh man, that question. Um, I mean, I was born at PG Hospital, uh, Cheverly, Maryland. My peoples lived in Suitland. My peoples went to Suitland High School. So the first place I was living at was right off of Porter Avenue,
Okay.
and I've lived throughout the area, pretty much everywhere within the DMV, as they call it.
There you go. Let's start from the beginning. What was your
hmm
first introduction to hip hop?
Hmm. I say first and foremost was one having a respect for music itself. Um, I played in the DC Youth Orchestra early on. Later on, the first time I actually seen hip hop in your face was like I went to school, came home, played basketball. I come back in the house, and there's two dudes like doing flips in my living room. They were auditioning to open up for Sinbad. It's a cat named DC Scorpio. A song called I think at the time it was what's it? Hustler,
Stone Cold Hustler, I think.
Stone Cold Hustler. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it was just wild just seeing somebody flipping and doing all this. They had a whole routine and was rapping and everything. I've seen stuff on videos, but this was like right in your face. So
Wow. What was that
uh,
like?
crazy. I couldn't move. I was just. It definitely put you in a trance. Like wow.
That's
But,
dope. Um, let's talk about your two brothers. They were
hmm
doing
hmm
music in the early
True, true.
stages, right?
Yep, yep. My
How did,
mom's.
go ahead.
No, no, no. You got it. You got it.
How did they influence you to become an MC?
Um, well, they both were MCs. Like, I guess initially seeing my first brother at the time. His name was Chad. Uh, he put me on to like Showtime with the Apollo and all that. And the same night, later that night, he called the radio station. They had like a segment where you could call and rap on the radio, and he was rapping on the radio, and it was like, wow, like he was really good. Like when people's calling, giving compliments for what he was doing and all that. Later in life, I had another brother named Rodney President, who he told me that he was rapping, but he would leave with like a bass guitar in his hand or something, say he was making beats or whatever. But the end result was he came home with a piece of vinyl with his name on it. He was featured on a group called the Five Bros with Ugly Clothes, a song called Cousins, and it was amazing to me. Just like wow, like this is the end result of actually doing that. Seeing it in its original form, like vinyl, it's like crazy.
That's dope, man. Um,
hmm
what school did you go to?
High school. I started at Blago High School. Uh, Parents had differences and everything, so I ended up moving my mom's. So I went to TC Williams in Alexandria, and lastly, I went to Montgomery Blair High School in Silver Spring, Maryland,
Silver Spring.
which is where I met everybody on some musically, like, you know, it was a lot of people that was doing it at the time. It was
That
good.
went that went to your school, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually first off I met with a guy named Javon. We didn't even meet through music. It was just through writing. You drawing on the desk, drawing your name in bubble letters or whatever. And I come to school the next day and see next to what I drew, somebody else drew their name, whatever. I was like, hold up, who's this? All right, so I draw something else, and then he keep on echoing back, and eventually he's like, oh, so it was you who was doing it? Okay, okay, and then we meeting up, talking about music, we trading, we recording videos and watching videos and all that, and ended up, we were the younger brothers of two cats that was they were in a crew. The bigger crew was called the Knights of the Round Table. My
Wow.
brother Rodney was a leader within it, and his brother was Omar Hunter was a leader as well. And they went on to I guess a year before that they had opened up for MC Light, as the Knights of the Round Table.
Oh, that's dope, man.
And we were like their understudies, so it
Okay.
was cool.
And who are the Untold Truth?
That was me, my man Javon, and Eric. We were there's a three-man group. I was the oldest. Pretty much being the oldest, I kind of had to take. I didn't intend on it, but I ended up being in a kind of like a leader's role, of just kind of motivating us to finish songs and all that. But it was cool to we grew from the first initial song. I remember it was kind of corny. He was like telling stories of like a drug deal or something crazy. But the part about it I could respect is the detail. It was like a detailed story from beginning to end of something, a story that went wrong or something. But at the end of the day, we said it was corny and that we wanted to more so rhyme like we talk
Right.
or get more to just about our lifestyle and all that. We don't have to do that, and it took a while, but once we got it, that's really like the fuel behind everything was finding your own voice, I guess.
Right. Right.
hmm
Um, what's the story behind your name? Why you?
Hmm. I mean, after all these years, I can definitely say it's evolved from a lot of things. Initially, I used to get on back when the internet came out. I used to go to PG College and get on their free computers or whatever, and go to a hip hop site. Uh, my man Davey D. It was called Davey D's Hip Hop Corner. He's a hip hop writer, whatever. And it was the dopest place because you can get on there and people was battling, and technically they would be battling, saying I'm gonna do this to you, and you don't even know this person or whatever. But my angle at it was more so like battling them, like telling a wild ass story about them or something. And people would always question, like, why'd you do that? Like, why'd you? I had a joint I said, in a past life you was mall security or something. Like, and people would be like, why did you do it like that? I just kept that answer and stuck with it and made it my own. And even to have you ask that question, it's like the same reason why I kept that name.
That's what's up. Um,
mm
how did the Remains come together?
The remains were there before. Again, we were the younger brothers of the Knights of the Round Table, which they kind of had a fallout after the big show, and certain people followed Omar, certain people followed my brother Rodney. People that follow my brother, they called theirs the Blue Room. The people that follow Omar, they called it the Remains, meaning the remains of the Knights of the Round Table. And they eventually, while we as the Untold Truth were doing things, which is really my brother was asking Omar for beats for us or whatever. He said, look my brother up. I'm about to move to Atlanta. Well, look out for him. And we would take like he'd give us like kind of like his most simplest beats, and we had to work with that. I actually even to this day I like minimal beats because it lets the rhyme kind of solo out. It lets you be the instrument, and but eventually after killing his like simple beats, he would give his more like elaborate beats or whatever, and eventually he would be like, y'all should be a part of the Remains, and that's how that was.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Speaking of Omar, we're talking about Dirty Ice, right?
Dirty Ice, Mr. Who.
Mr. Who, yep.
Hmm. Indeed, indeed. That's the dude. That was been my favorite MC for a long time.
hmm
Hmm.
Um, the song Dolphin was a
Hmm.
very
Hmm.
dope song when I heard
That was my
it.
first solo song, actually.
What was
Was
the
Dolphin.
concept behind that song?
Um. Well, basically, how it started, we had a house in Fort Totten, about four members of us, and we basically within the time we lived there, we got like a lot of songs done. But that one in particular, I remember Omar was on the turntables. He was just running through different sound effects albums or whatever, and he came across a sound effects album that had it wasn't exact. It was actually a whale, I believe, but like the sound that they make. And I think a beat was playing in the back. The beat for it was playing in the back, and he was cutting this whale sound. And I came in the room and heard that. I was like, yeah, dude, keep that joint going. And it made me actually. I said, you know what? I'm about to roll out. I went to the library and I got books on dolphins or whatever. I got little movies. They let you rent movies and stuff. So I got little National Geographic movies and stuff. And I learned. I didn't know as much as I knew about it until then. But I had enough to basically go into writing a song. So I sat outside till it got dark under the street light, just writing until I had a song. And I came in, kicked it for him, and we laid it. And to this day, it's like challenging yourself. Like if I chose to, I could write about anything.
Right, right. Man, that song is
But
classic when I first
wow,
like something like, it's
wow,
one of our
that's
favorites, personal
it's
favorites.
crazy
You know what I'm
for
saying?
all these years to pass and people to even bring that song up. That's crazy.
Right, right, right. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, man. Music
that's what's up,
production.
yeah.
How did you start and who are your influences?
On production,
Yes.
um, wow, definitely. Well, one, my triangle of mentors on as far as production, as far as rhyming, it's always been Omar, Zach, and HL. That's like in different ways I got opened up to different worlds. You know what I'm saying? Omar showed me structure, showed me like how to put like atmosphere in your beats. How to put when it came to rhymes, it was how to put emotion behind your rhyme. Like it's the words matter, but the emotion can actually matter more sometimes. It's when you say for instance when you performing, you can memorize the words, but it helps when you don't have the exact words, you remember the emotion you had when you was writing and the words will come. That's something that Omar told me like a long time ago, and I held on to that. Zach, definitely Zach. I came to Zach with like some rough ideas I had. I used to have a beatbox. I had a 4 track,
Mhm.
and you beatbox 1 track for like 3 minutes. You come back, and then I had like a busted guitar, so I played my little rhythm or whatever with that. And I come back, I had a kalimba, so that's 3 tracks. You play that all back, and then you bounce all those 3 tracks down to 1 track, and you got 3 tracks left for a song.
Right.
And I did this for like me at the time, my first child's mother, she was teaching me harmonies on how to like sing and stuff like that. I had ideas, but she was big on harmonies, and she taught me like enough to get going, and we started to make these rough songs or whatever on the 4 track until where we had about a whole tape front and back worth of songs, and I played them for Slim Cap, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm saying them joints is dope. Can I? You think I could put some drums to it? You know?" I was like, "Hell yeah, what's up with it?" Like, and he started to show me how to use a drum machine, how to use the MPC, sampling, like how to like one when you come over the house, he'd have something dope playing in the back already. And if anybody else I knew who was like really about making beats or whatever, they get antsy and want to sample the first thing you hear to sound good or whatever. But Zach would always be like, just let that jump ride. Like we sitting eating or talking or whatever, and he'd like take in the whole record. Cause mess around, like the good parts would be towards the end or the middle or somewhere crazy. Like the beginning will be interesting already, but like it's definitely a jewel to listen like all the way through and to know what that song is about. You know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
you can even embrace that you to get what that song is about. And if you're writing a song to it, you could kind of use that too. So y'all both on the same page. There's a lot of different ways, but and I said HL was more so on the songwriting. Just his approach to writing songs. It was like English class. It was like using stuff that I was using in school, like iterations, like how like you start a song out with a couple words or whatever, you end a certain way, then for the next verse you start it the same way, but then branch off, and then you come back to that same way. Just different approaches, because I was in a big crew. We would rhyme until we felt like we was done, which could be literally a 6 7 minute song. But just structure and just creativity on what to talk about and having no limits on what you could talk about.
Right, right. HL, like his
Mhm.
cadence
Mhm.
and his storytelling.
Mhm.
Whoever heard Blackberry Jones, HL,
Yep.
yeah, amazing, amazing.
Amazing.
Like,
Definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
um, so what do you use to make beats?
Right now, I just got off of using the ASR X Pro about 3 years ago.
Hmm.
I had limitations because I would want to, like when we travel this Diamond District and all that, we'll have off days and I would want to make joints or whatever. You got like 2 off days or whatever, but I couldn't lug that in my luggage. It was kind of big. And other than that, I had what my iMac. You can't carry that around, although I did. I carried it around for before taxes.
Right.
The earn, I used to have to take my iMac on the bus walking through New York City with that joint on in the box, looking like Radio Raheem. And it's dangerous. You can get robbed like that. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yep.
like $1,000 computer. Like, but eventually, I moved up to the MPC Live, finding out that I could use like plugins from in my computer and be able to like at a certain point my ASRX stopped saving like sounds or whatever.
Hmm.
So having a MPC Live now, my drum kits, I can arrange stuff to come right back to them. You know, it's been cool. It took a while to get used to it because it had so many functions.
Right. But
Mm,
you sort of like self-taught yourself.
yeah, yeah. And then actually, nah, Kev. I told Kev that I had that joint, and he was
Okay.
like, "Oh, that's what's up." And he tell me to bring my ASR over so he could show me the things that I was doing on the ASR, so we could find a way to be able to do those things on the MPC Live. And a couple of them, he was like, "Damn, I didn't even know you could do that." And we figured out how to like a big thing I used to do is they had a sample play all the way forward, and then when it hits the end of it, it would just rewind back. So
Hmm.
like if it's a note, like it's a bass note, it'll extend the note to where you can actually play play it out like an instrument instead.
Well, that's great.
But
You got, someone like Kev Brown,
I
the
know, I know.
producer, like helping you out, showing you the
Yep,
ropes and stuff.
yep,
Um,
yep.
how did you meet Slim Cat 78?
I met Slim Cat 78 at what's that? State of the Union. We would perform as the Remainz, and they performed as Chemistry. I think they went first. They did the remember the crazy show where they brought the TV out and faced it towards like the crowd couldn't see what was on the TV, but they did the sound effects,
Mm-hmm.
the voiceovers. It was the craziest show I've seen to this day. But we performed afterwards as the Remains, and I think we exchanged information that time,
That's what's
and
up.
later on got up. And in fact, I could tell you, first time we got up, he had gave me a beat tape with like all these short beats. They was like a minute long or something like that, and I picked one of them, and I recently found where the sample came from. And I knew it as soon as I heard it, but he basically would be like he was like, yeah, so I think it was like 11 o'clock or something like that. He went and picked out like three different records. He went back into MS1. He put the beat back together, like literally in about 30, 40 minutes or whatever. Put it on the track board, and he just let that joint play. It was like, you basically you can record yourself. I'm about to go to sleep. I wake up in the morning, and it was like, yeah, so I could record myself. Like when I'm tripping off the fact that you just put that joint together exactly like it was. Like that was crazy. And then allowed me to record myself. We did this joint called the first song we did was called Solid.
Okay.
This day, I need to hear it again.
Word.
Hmm.
Word up. Um, what was the concept?
Exactly. That was the show that HL and Shamir did. That joint was excellent too, bro. To this day, that joint was vicious.
What was the concept behind the 1978ers?
We both were born that year, and when we realized we had that in common, and we had a whole lot of like he had so many beats, and I just found it so easy to write to his beats because he understood leaving space for the MC, and it eventually I think we were just doing songs here and there. I think I was still doing the Remain stuff. There came a time where I started to kind of wanting to just kind of do my own thing,
Hmm.
but at the same time we was doing stuff. Ended up moving out. I got a space. It was an extra room. It was me and Omar actually. We had a space, and it was an extra room like downstairs. So I took the bigger space, and Zach said he wanted to take one of the rooms. So we just started building songs or whatever.
Man.
And that was like pretty much the beginning of that. And a lot of the songs that were began early on, though, it's crazy that we had enough of them to where they kind of, they're given the mixes changed over the years, but before taxes, the earn and people of today, a lot of those songs were done during the same time. It was just they were added upon. Certain ones came before others, but they were all done or started at the same time.
Wow.
Hmm.
How did mellow music get involved putting people of the album with you on
Well,
Slim Cat?
yeah, all three of them. But
Yeah, yeah, all three of them.
they it started with before taxes. We had maybe like five or six of them, and EPs worth. We put them on. Zach had put them on like a blank spool of CDs, and for some reason, I think he was with Messina and them or something, and was in New York. He went to Fat Beats and put those CDs. He basically told the person in Fat Beats to have this spool of CDs at the front when people buy records. Let them take one of these for free.
Okay.
It was an EP form at that time, and one of the people that took one of the CDs was a cat named Kenny Fresh from Portland who had a blog called Fresh Selects. Kenny Fresh had reached out. This is all actually at the same time we were wrapping up Diamond District in the Rough. Kenny Fresh had hit me up and asked me if he could put that out on his site, and I told him, well, actually, we were wrapping it up. We were gonna add a few more songs, and it was going to be a whole album. And he was like, "Cool, well, just hit me up when it's done." So, and that's what we did. Eventually, initially, it came out on King Fresh Selects as a free album or whatever. When Mello had heard that, I think In the Rough had just came out, and he had heard that, and he was like, "Hey, what if I told you to take that joint down and let us put that joint out like on vinyl and all of that?" And at the time, everything was going right with In the Rough and all that. So it's like, cool. I might as well have it go through the same, channels, I guess.
Yo, that's crazy because all these albums that
hmm
you mentioned came out, like, did they come out at the same time?
Maybe
Like a
I
little
think like a
bit,
week
like,
separated. It was like around the same time. Both of them was around definitely the same year. Maybe like a month in between. But
that's dope to have like a
right,
solo album, a joint with Slim Cat
right,
and Diamond District.
right,
That's
right.
crazy. Like all
Yeah, it
around
was.
the time, if you think about it. Like,
Yeah, it was fun. It was everything I couldn't do in Diamond District I was able to do on our record on Before Taxes.
right. And
Like I,
for
I didn't
those
have
that
like a
haven't heard these albums, are they available for
oh
streaming
definitely
and purchases?
streaming, yeah. It's just on Apple, Tidal, all that. Yeah.
Okay. So make sure you all check that out if you haven't.
Please do.
Like,
Please
The
do.
Earn, Before Taxes,
Exactly.
People of the
Why
Digital,
you Before Taxes, The Earn,
and
the
Diamond District.
1978 People of Today, Diamond District in the Rough, and
Right.
March on Washington. Mhm.
Which we're going to get into. How did Diamond District come together?
Um, that was a big part of that would be Capital City Records, which was on a Friday night. My daughter was very young; she was probably like 3 or 4, and it would be my night to have her. And it was like the only place you could go, like on a Friday night with a young one. So I would go up there, partially looking for records, partially they had an open mic where you could play beats, whatever. You had MCs up there, so racket MCs, DJs, all that. And one of them would be while I'm playing beats, XO come up going crazy over something I was playing. We got cool. We exchanged numbers. He had come through the house at the time. Me, Slim Cat, RBI, later on Omar. We had a house. Some cats that came through used to call it the house of hip hop because it's literally you had about 4 different studio setups in different rooms or whatever. Uh, XO it came through on a day I was at work, and Slim Cat gave him about something like 10 of his beats. And the cool thing about the way we interacted was he wasn't selfish. He knew I had joints too. We shared like computers and all that. So he'd give him 10 joints of mine, 10 joints of his, whatever. And hopefully he would use it. And later he did and used it for his first record, The Takeover. Which to be honest, with the names involved was really like the first Diamond District album. Like Zach had beats on it, like, he had the late night on In the Rough. Dunk had a joint. He had joints in there. He had joints on In the Rough. Odyssey had beats. I had beats on it. So it's like the same formation.
Right.
But yeah, that pretty much Capital City Records. That between that and the Beat Grinder competitions, where Odyssey used to be a part of that. He was one of the judges, in it, and I think that was the first time we all recognized each other was through that. And we the first song we did was something for his foot on the door, just to see how it worked and
Mm.
how the chemistry was. It was good. So while that was circulating, he called back while he was, I think he was in like London, and he was like, like I want to put y'all on tour. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to tour, but in order for us to do that, we got to do a record.
Mm.
So he started sending beats. Some of them had hooks on it already, some didn't. But XO would come over my house and I would record us, and we'd send the vocals back, keep going back and forth until we had it. We finished up when he came back into the States, and I think it was like a week when he came back. It was like a done deal. Like,
Wow, that's crazy.
hmm
Never knew that. I bet you know y'all never knew that.
Hey, I mean, shit, I never know. People ask all the time, like, for new records or whatever, and we never know when it's gonna happen. It's
Right.
just like it's just good vibes, you know what I'm saying? It's never decided. It's like we get up, we had dinner, we talk, and it makes sense to do a record.
Um, would there be more? Well, you just
Peace
answered it,
out.
but like, will they? Do you think there will be more music in the future?
Yeah, we talk about it. I talked to them recently, and it's just timing.
Okay.
It's just time, and it's so easy to work. You know what I'm saying? Like when you find a good chemistry, when folks can meet minds like that, and it's easy to work. You don't throw that away. You know what I'm saying? You make use of those exchanges while you can. You know what I'm
Dope. Well, dope. You heard it right here.
saying?
Like, okay. What does U Street mean to you?
Oh man, that's birth. That's uh that's the first place that I ever performed in front of a crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like having stuff rehearsed and having stuff not rehearsed and getting up and just trying stuff out. We from a time where a lot of open mics I see now, stuff be really arranged. But when I think of U Street, I think of State of the Union. I remember when John used to host, John and Joy used to host, and Zach or HL would be on the MS1 typing stuff out live, and it was alive. You know what I'm saying? You never knew what you would get
Right.
in a show because it was living. It was um it was coming together as, and that's part of the part that kept everybody on the edge of their seat because you never knew what was gonna come about. I remember uh I remember an impromptu battle with I think it was like everybody was talking, it was loud noise, music and all this. And I think Omar was on the tables and HL had the bass. And I think O made a comment to HL or whatever. And at that time, the music it just came down, so you could hear that he made comment. It was like, "Oh, battle," and then it was like, "Oh," so they started going at it. And Omar came, he kicked the whole rhyme, said he had turned the sands of time over, and this. The joint was rocking. HL came back and was like, "Oh, what I'm about to say about to put a bad look on your face. Your mother bought me this bass." And it was like, "Oh." It
Yeah, of
was
course he'd
times,
say
man,
something
like,
like that.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's those times. It was so alive. You know what I'm saying? It was so the camaraderie was there, but it was love. It was, you know what I'm saying? We
Right.
was all young. We were growing into being young men. You know what I'm saying? And like learning what we could do
Man,
in front of people. You know what I'm saying? That was excellent.
that's what's up. That's dope. That's see who like your experience in U Street. It's like we're
Mhm.
trying to. That's what we're trying to like bring out. Like, cause like for
Mhm.
those that haven't experienced that moment,
Right.
it's great. Like, you know, they have to revisit it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
Word.
Exactly. Because I mean, when you talk about music for our area, the people, the ones that actually get to a bigger stage, it's never nobody who can relate to that,
Right.
and that's what makes some of us feel like you're not really given a full picture of our area,
Right.
because we weren't the only ones to feel those vibrations. We
Hmm.
got I get people that come to me and be like, they be like from St. Louis or something, and be like, yeah, I remember you back from the Remainz and da da da. I'm like, whoa, how did it get out there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's amazing. But like, we need to. I applaud y'all putting it together the way you putting it together, because it's you're championing a lot of people's views at the same time, and I appreciate it.
Yo, word. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thought on music coming out from the DMV?
It's coming. It's coming. It's a lot of new voices, a lot of new angles, but it's coming. They got a lot of different folks, a lot of new folks. I've been peeping. A lot of folks that done came back. It's coming from so many different directions. That is good. It's good that we. I remember a time where the radio wasn't really playing folks from here. It wasn't a time of day where it was like, all right, now we're gonna play some local stuff, some stuff from where we at.
Right.
But it's more of that now. That's a good thing, and we need to, as you know, folks that's been around longer. Let's keep pushing like we used to push, and like just push it through different channels to where we can have our presence here as well as everywhere else.
Hmm.
But no, I'm liking what I'm hearing.
Right.
I would like to be a. I'm working on being a depositing more to that. But I'm at the same time I'm studying. I'm studying what's going on and seeing what openings are for me.
Right. Right. Now it's good to keep an ear out on the
Hmm.
new stuff because you never know. There's some very good stuff that's out, and then of course there's trash, but it's all balanced. You know what I mean?
Right, right, exactly,
Um,
exactly.
let's talk
Peace,
about your
jungle.
New York experience. When you came
Ah,
out to New York.
true that. Um, First time going to New York, I think it was like 2000 and I want to say like 2001, 2002. I remember getting on a bus. I was going up there to visit Omar. He had moved up there with y'all, in fact. And I had heard, I knew some of y'all through like the shows or whatever, but it was good to meet up there in a different setting. Um, I think I stayed at NYU that night. As I got there, I had just got off the bus and it came on like the radio or something that Grover Washington had just passed. And I remember getting to NYU. HL had gave me a mini disc of like his beats and stuff. So I was in that wormhole like all night, sitting in the hallways at NYU looking at the street at how like at 4 o'clock in the morning people were still moving back and forth, and I was like, wow, this I never seen such. But it just opened my eyes to we could be a lot more relaxed here, and seeing New York like so amped. I realized that you gotta have that kind of energy to put like joints out, like to like I don't know, as an artist it's dope to be around that kind of energy. Just like a not settling kind of attitude.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then to see y'all out there joint thriving, you know what I'm saying? Folks just doing bike courier jobs, whatever, but you know, still doing their art. I respected it.
Yeah. Those. It's a
Mm.
hustle, man.
Right, exactly, exactly,
but
exactly.
but yeah, that was the thing in New York when we moved up to New York. Yeah,
Hmm.
there was.
Met
paying
Philly up there.
paying rent, and then of course you're
Exactly.
doing what you love. So
Exactly.
we had it all at one spot, and we figured like, okay, well, this job gives us like the time we can make up our own time and stuff, go
Right. Exactly.
get paid,
Exactly.
and then do our thing. So yeah,
Yep.
man. Nah, but that's
Yep.
great. Like you
And we was
experience
I,
it. A
I was
lot of
coming from
people
the
have
Remainz
different.
angle.
Yeah, a lot of people
Hmm?
have different New York experiences. You know what I mean?
True.
That's
Very true.
that's. I mean, yours is great, man.
I mean, it was cool. I
Yeah.
I I, I would say about the Grover Washington thing, but
Right. Right.
'cause I just got. I think I just went record shopping before I left and got like the one with the doo 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 and
Okay.
all that, and to hear that was like, wow, man, I just got that joint. It's crazy. Like I gotta play that when I get back.
That's what's up, man. Um, but it seems like you felt the energy there.
I did. I definitely
Yes.
did. I definitely did. And like as soon as I think the next day I met with y'all, it was me, Omar, I think HL, Shamir, I think even Zach got down there during that time, and then uh, Joe and Philly. We was
Hmm.
all laughing and joking. I remember that. That was a good day.
Yeah, man.
Y'all was telling us about the spot that Talib and was at. I think it was like
In Carew Books.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, man. Yep. Now it's an online shop.
Right. Yeah,
It
like a
is
lot of businesses, exactly.
um. Okay, let's talk about production wise. Who have you
Hmm.
worked with? And who would you like to work with in the future?
Mm. Wow. Have I worked with myself initially was I was just making joints for me
Hmm.
because I would see through being around other producers, the part that I didn't want to get to was you making something and then somebody be like, "Oh, that joint cool. You should just clink some spoons together right there and then put some kalimba on it and be like, that wasn't what I had really in mind." So like, mostly I was doing for me, but the first person to pick joints up was XO, and beyond that, it's been a little here and there. Most recently, I'm working with actually through U Street again, bar none. I used to get up with Kima Aldridge. She sang on People Up Today, on a couple new things I'm doing now. Got a new joint with tall black guy. She's singing with us. But like yeah, I'm working on she's got like a first solo album. Peace Dean, Miles Benet. Dash. I got like three joints on there, something like that.
Okay.
And I'm working with a MC by the name of Elize, dope MC from. She's like further out in Maryland, but she's really dope too. A 5 song EP. We got we
Dope.
got we coming. We got a strong couple, but I want everything to be strong, so we still working.
That's
But
what's
it's been few actually. As far as who I would like to work with, it's a rack. I don't know. It's just it's difficult balancing between the rhyming and making beats
right.
because I don't always feel one way. Like sometimes I want to rhyme or whatever, and then you hit a dull point, and it be like, ah, you know what, this ain't working. Let me just go make a beat then.
Hmm.
And like it's just a balancing act. And with that, I don't know, production wise, I'd be up to work with anybody I could learn from, anything we can have a good exchange. I've been talking with Given, like a tall black guy. He got respect for the joints I be doing, so he be like, just send me rough ideas and I play to it. I just be sending stuff. I send stuff to Roddy Rod. I send stuff to if anybody got ideas. For real,
Right.
for matter of fact, I sent joints to HL and he had like I think it's like I got like 5 songs. It should be wrapping up. but one of them he sent back because he sent that to Snipcat, and he had added like a bass line and some other sounds to it. Joint, I mean, it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm just down for
Right,
whatever feels right. You know what I'm
right, right. So the joint with HL,
saying?
is there? You guys became a group, or was it just a
Right. When we do stuff together, we went under the name Killer Mosquito,
killer mosquitoes? Yes.
which is basically he took beats of mine and he's gonna put joints to, or he has put joints to, and he's supposed to be sending me joints, and I'm gonna do stuff to his joints, and it's an exchange like that. Which for me, that's like the whole circle coming back around. For him to even be rhyming on a beat of mine, it's like wow, like
Right,
I
right.
learned from you. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy,
That's dope. Well, I hope it comes out.
but sure, we'll
But well, whatever you
I'll
guys
make
think,
sure. I'll make sure.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Word. Okay, there's so much untold history about
hmm
DC hip hop. What stories from your experience would you like to unfold?
As far as DC hip hop,
DC hip hop.
hmm. Wow. It's so many. It's so many conglomerates
Right.
with I mean, they're different, but they're similar. How any conglomerate is gonna have their issues. They're gonna have their falling out. People disagree. If you can take that from families themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like families, it be harmony. It be stuff that happen to make people go different directions. People forgive, they come back. You family, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen it through a lot of crews because I've at a certain point I realized that a plus I had was to be able to blend with just about anybody, and I just would do stuff with whomever, whatever I felt. You know what I'm saying? If they sent something that joint was rocking, I had no choice but to put something to it, and just the whole spirit behind it is just to keep adding on. Wherever I can add on, wherever I could be a bridge, that's what I'm here for. If the words I don't really even accept like my art is not mine. It's given from our creator. You know what I'm saying? The words, they not even mine. I put them down on paper, I'll kick the rhyme or whatever, but this is what the creator wanted to come through me. You know what I'm saying? And it's always to just build on to what it's been some great people I've been able to interact with, and it's gonna keep being that. You know what I'm
That's that's deep.
saying? I mean, hey, bro.
That's deep, yo.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
It's vibes, man.
Yeah.
It's vibes. I was telling somebody else that when it comes to music, as soon as it start feeling like work, as soon as it's not fun, then I gotta check out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just keeping it fun. Fun is the backbone of all of this.
Right.
We started this when we were young, and this was a way we was having fun, and we was able to make people listening feel that feeling we was feeling while we kicked it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When you get away from the feeling, then you getting away from that real element of it. Bands back in the day, these records we listened to,
Right.
it was many minds coming together that were on many different pages, but for that one moment in time, they all got in sync. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
That's why it sounds so good because there's so many energies that just combine and make that happen. That was allowing each other to have respect for each other and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You could feel it. You could
Right.
feel when like two people was on a song and they don't have no respect for each other. I'm just trying to have a better verse than you. I
Right.
can hear it. You know what I'm
Yo. So what's next for you?
saying? I got a few projects in the works.
Yeah.
I'm working with me and Roddy and his cousin Tableek are working on like a short EP. Roddy Rod did the beats. Me and Top Leaker rhyming. Me and Tall Black Guy are working on. It's probably gonna start as a like a short 45, but we're gonna add on to that and make it an EP. Uh, we got I just did a few joints with a collaborator for the 78ers, Aaron Harding. I randomly hit him up. I seen he had this dope beat on Instagram. I was like, man, what is that? He was like, man, it's open. Like, let me send you that. And he sent that, and he sent this other joint. And he was like, I didn't put this other one online, but when I made it, I could hear you on that joint.
Mm.
It's about to turn out to two dope songs. I think we should probably push the 45 for that. Just it's just a lot of stuff that I feel wholeheartedly about. I myself, I got a compilation that I'm working on. I did all the production on, and I'm just reaching out to people that I've been doing stuff for years. Like, I got all the beats together. The first person to send me a verse back was uh, what's his name? Wordsworth. I sent it to him. He sent it back real soon, and that joint I got Face. Remember Face from the Infinite Loop?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Face sent me a verse back. Shoot. Don't be surprised. I'm about to send you one too, man. It's like a family thing. You know what I'm saying? But
Word.
I just I've never had a lot of people don't even know I make beats for real
Right,
because I be
right.
in the cut. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
why we
if I'm
talking
a
about it.
right. So while nobody knows, if I were to step out there and let people know I do it, I might as well just reach out to people that I've had respect for over all these years.
Right,
So
right. That's dope. You got Wordsworth. You got
yeah.
other people like Face.
Yeah, I gotta reach out to homeboy saying, man, just the rock of people that I would do verses for them,
Right,
like on a
right.
whim. And of course, all the low budget. I was with Kane the other day. We supposed to get up. I gotta holler at Ken Star. I respect these folks. You know what I'm saying? My brother's involved. My brother had lived with me actually for the past, maybe in the past couple months. He moved back to Chicago, but we got some joints.
Mm.
And that was special because that's the person who put me on in the first place. I always looked up to him with
Right.
the rhymes.
That's
And
dope.
like Remainz folks, just all fam again.
Right. It all comes around the family.
It does, Joe. It really does.
Yeah. Um, no matter how long it takes, it comes
Hmm.
around.
It
When the
definitely
time
does,
comes
Joe.
around, it just comes around.
It definitely does.
Word. Last but not least, where can
Hmm.
people find you on social media and purchase your music?
Uh, why you taking pictures on uh Instagram, Facebook? Got a music page. Why you? But my government, Michael Willingham Jr.
Word.
But yeah, same thing. Why you the 78 on Twitter? I need to actually I'm just gonna centralize everything really soon. I kind of been away and I wanted to reemerge kind of more organized. And don't be surprised if I change everything on one specific thing. So when you go there, everything will be there.
Word.
But for now, that's what it is.
That's what's up. And people can stream. People can stream
Yeah.
and buy your music everywhere
Hmm.
in all
I'm
platforms.
on, yeah, on all platforms. SoundCloud. I got some things that's not anywhere else that's on SoundCloud. Bandcamp. I haven't really gave it that much attention, but that's about to change.
Right. Right. All right. Well, that's dope. Well, you heard it. You heard it here. We got
Hmm.
YU. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. I appreciate everybody
Um.
commenting too. My bad.
Go
I'm
ahead.
bad with the multitasking, but I trying to pay attention to what my man's saying.
Word. Word.
But it's
Yes.
definitely love though.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this, man.
Appreciate it, man.
This
Thank you
episode
for
was
reaching
really
out.
dope. I hope a lot of people enjoyed it. Next week we got RNL.
Yes, indeed. What's up,
Also,
Brunel?
tomorrow, Amphibians has a Zoom.
Mm.
We're gonna put Philly's Lullaby. We're gonna show Philly's
Ah,
Lullaby lyric video and break it
that's
all
tight.
down tomorrow on
That's
Zoom.
tight.
So
I
just
gotta
check,
check that.
yeah, just check the link is in the bio of the Amphibians Instagram,
Okay.
and also we got merch.
Ah, that's
You
dope.
know what
I
I'm
like that.
saying?
I like the colors.
Amphibians.com, AMPHBNS dot
Colors is
com,
tight.
and check out
Oh
what
man,
you got. This guy, I've known this guy for a long time. Amazing, very talented,
I
humble dude,
appreciate you,
man.
bro. Hey man, we love this thing. So you know what I'm saying?
Word
I'm
up.
definitely dang, I want to see everybody. What's up, Tim? What's up, Nah? Younger generation in here. What's up, Joe Mack? That's HL cousin. That's what's up, man. He got beats too. He
Got
got Jones.
everybody. Yeah, Joe Matt Word. Got
Yes, indeed.
a lot of heads in here.
Yes, indeed.
Definitely. But yeah, man, make sure
Sabia.
you check out
Yeah.
oh yeah, subscribe to the YouTube. Please
Yes,
subscribe to the
indeed.
Amphibians YouTube and
What's up, Black man? Nah, I'm listening, Joe.
no,
I'm
go
listening.
no,
I'm
go
talking
ahead.
shit in the back. You know what
Go
I'm
ahead, man.
saying?
Get your shout outs on.
You know what I'm saying?
No one gives shout outs
What's
anymore.
up, Phil? Phil. Oh, man. Phil Bridge.
Yeah, man, everybody. So
Shamir, everybody.
yeah, so come back next week. Fresh Convo season 2. All
Yes,
right, y'all.
indeed.
Peace.
Peace, y'all. Peace, peace.